Oh, it's yourself. I didn't even see you come in the door. Will you have a seat? Sit down. I'm just in the process of doing some of the most tedious stuff that is involved in setting up one of these kind of things. Because computer editing is about getting things right. The computer will not do something just because you want it to. You probably all program far more than I do. But anyway, what I'm in the process of doing is basically looking at the edits, seeing what I've done, and continuing to add in, tweak, and fix little things. I've almost all the clubs in. I still have to do some of the Super Cups. I have all the clubs in. I've almost all the competitions in. I have to do a couple of the Super Cups. And I'm trying to work out little kinks along the way. So what I plan to do today is show you some of the stuff that needs to be done and how I go about doing it, because it makes it easier. Showing you how to deal with some of the day-to-day problems. And showing you, most importantly, how to get it ready to go on your computer. Because it's all well and good wanting to test things, but you have to make sure it's in a position where it can be tested. Now, one of the problems at the moment is I have to verify. I don't know if this is a new thing or if this has been around for long. I can't remember doing it before. But it's not very hard. I'll finish the episode with that. But in the meantime, let's have a look at a little bit of these. This is what I'm constantly doing when I'm running the game and seeing what happens. Generally what happens is I do edits for a day or an evening or however long. And if I feel like I've done enough, what I'll do is then I'll verify it, export it, and run the game overnight while I'm doing other stuff or sleeping. I mean, sometimes I do that for maybe 5-10 seasons, something like that. 5 seasons normally, because I think it only lets you holiday for 5 seasons without interruption. And at the end of the 5 seasons, I go and I have a look at the different problems. And I'll flash up a couple of images of different problems. Like, for example, on one save, actually a lot of saves, this took me a while to work out. Bray Wanderers won everything. Bray Wanderers C team won everything that was available to them at the lower levels. So what I'd done was I'd added them into the Wicklow Super League 2 to pad out numbers, to be honest. At a certain point I was going, I just need to finish this. And they were so dominant that I basically had to turn around and go, okay, how do I nerf these guys? And I tried different things. I tried making them not a reserve team. I tried making them an amateur team. I tried to make them a kids team. Wouldn't work. I had to kill them. So I created a different team to take their place. I had the same problem with Derry City and with, what's the name of them? Finn Harps' Ulster Senior League teams. And in their cases, I basically co-opted the USL team, the Ulster Senior League team, into the real team. And I just cut them free. I cut the strings and they were able to sort of go back to being a more realistic team that wins some games, doesn't win all the games. The problem is, especially with a team like Derry City who wants to win everything, you give them the opportunity to send their best players down. They do. Everybody else in that league is not playing at a professional level. They are. So, yeah, there was a lot of fixing like that. Hopefully I'll have put up a couple of images of Bray Wanderers C's domination of everything. Right now I've been looking at the current edit of the game. One of the things I'm discovering is dates are a problem. I have a lot of problem dates, so I go into, oops, wrong place. Come on. This would be awkward, wouldn't it, boys and girls? Why is this not reacting? There we go. Go into nation rules, go down to cup, so it looks so tidy there. And then I scroll down till I find the problem. First problem I have on this is the Limerick Cup final is not on a weekday, probably because it's set for 2018 or probably because I've got the month wrong. Let's see, Limerick Cup final, Limerick Junior FA. Okay, so open that up. Most of it is just tedious stuff like this. And I mean, this is the thing. For the payoff, for the good kickback of the game that you want the way you want it, you have to do a lot of this tedious work. Here we go. Finals on the 13th of the 11th. It should really be on, let me guess, the 13th of October. That's interesting. So you'll have little problems like that show up from here and there, and so on and so forth. I have to do that. Donegal, I have to change dates and stuff. First round, Munster fix, Leinster. Yep. Let's see what else I have on my little list. Oh, yes. I created another couple of cups because recently announced there was an All-Ireland championship. I need to firstly fix the name there. Champions, not champoyers. And that's very easy fix, obviously. Going back up here. So what does my note say? All-Ireland Cup dates. So this was actually announced with a prize fund I just discovered today of 50,000 for the game. I'm always a big believer in having things. Oops, 150,000. Well, I was optimistic. 50,000 for the winner. And let's make it 30,000 for the runner-up. Yep, so there was also tradition of an All-Ireland Cup. I'm in two minds. So basically, what I did was I picked any two divisions, selected in here and searched for the Northern Ireland thing, which is the Danske Bank Premiership, and added them in. So I've kind of created a cup involving a team, involving teams that aren't even in the Continental Cup jurisdiction. I'm tempted to change the All-Ireland Cup, which was a thing that ran in the 2000s, into somewhat of, let's call it an All-Ireland Cup, and maybe bring in Scottish or Welsh teams as well. I'm in two minds. If you see this, plug me in about it. Tell me what you think. Should I do an All-Ireland an All-Ireland Cup? We'll talk about it later. There was also at one point talk of a sort of a Champions League of the West Atlantic for the likes of Portugal's lower clubs, Ireland, Iceland, and so on and so forth. So, the problem here is I have dates issues, apparently. So, fixture stages. Let me call the stages up. Come on, stages. So, it's automatically creating dates for these in this period. Let's see, what does my notes say? Group stages. Okay, I'm gonna let the computer do its due as regards these. I don't want to interfere too much too soon with these kind of things. Knockout semi-finals look good, June and July, and the knockout final looks a single neutral stadium. That's sometimes ending up with most bizarre stadiums. We'll look at that at a later point. Wicklow 2. Oh, yes. I know I'm going to be saying, oh, yes, this thing, that thing, the other thing. There's so many little odds and ends. Like, it pays off to spend the time looking carefully at all these things. So, Wicklow's second division. Let me check this. Yeah, the Wicklow Super League 2 doesn't permit B and C teams to get promoted. I think Intermediate 7 doesn't allow B and C's to get promoted. Let's allow that. Let's allow teams to go up as far as level 4 and then leave it at that. So we'll see if some of these teams go up. It would have been a problem with the super overpowered C team, but yeah, it's a difficulty that sometimes you crop up against. Let's see. General. Let's not let people get into the top tiers of the intermediate level if their senior team is within 2 divisions. Okay, let's see any more interesting ones on this. Some of the clubs are coming across as being super overpowered. Now, one of them, is a case in point, is the one that I created to replace Bray. It's called Glencormac. Let's see. Cormac. Let's see if there's anything odd or peculiar about it. Glencorm. Oh, I'm not in clubs, am I? Yeah, I'm in agreements. There's no agreement called the Glencormac Agreement. Just so as you know, no agreements called the Glencormac Agreement. Glencoe. Let's have a look. I'm not too sure who I based it on. But let's go down. That's not super high reputation or morale. Te-Dium. There's no Te-Dium. They use. They don't even use Bray's one for the time being. It's interesting when you put in a club without a Te-Dium. One gets built, like it or not, fairly quickly as well. Finances. Let's make sure they're not like. Nope, they do not look overpowered finance-wise. Tactical attributes. Nothing special. Nothing special all around. So sometimes what happens is a club just gets big. But I'm going to use this as an opportunity to show you what I need to do when I need to find out if any clubs have problematic strips, i.e. none. So in a club, in any given league, you can look what the opposition are going to wear when they face you. You can see this is a variety that suggests maybe Wicklow or Arklow have a colour issue, but an easy way to figure that is go to it and see, do they have a kit? Do they have a home kit? They do not have a home kit. Wicklow, we have found you out. Wicklow Rovers. That's a made up team, I'm pretty sure. So let's keep with the blue and the white, but do something interesting with the kit. We'll just do a home kit and an away kit, and then we'll see where that goes from that. Add. We put the blue there. Blue is a real Wicklow colour for those of you who know it. Those of you who don't, blue is a real Wicklow colour. They have it in the GA. Blue and yellow are generally there too. So let's go with. Oh no, let's try this. And we'll maybe do something more interesting at the back. Square for number. And we'll put that yellow and blue for the number. Okay, let's see what it looks like without the square. No, that doesn't work. Plain. No, let's go with the square. Okay, and an away kit. We'll expand on the yellow. Blue is trim. And what do we get kit option wise? Let's go with this. This looks like something more fun. And we'll give them a blue number. So that's one way of finding out if the clubs that you play are the real deal or not. Oh yeah, the other one was Arklow Town. I think Arklow has colours. Yeah, they look like they're a team with colours. And kit. White tee and a red one. Okay, the other way to do it is going by leagues. Let me go competitions. And we'll add name and we'll just call it Wexford. By the way, when I'm doing this, every single time I'm doing one, I'm taking time to work out what is, I'm making a different save number. I normally go like save, or this is the Ireland Pyramid, save 1.35. The last one, the one that I just ran last night was 1.30. So you can see what I do. So you go into the, you go into the division details. You scroll all the way down to licensed kits, and you can start working through to make sure. If something's just in plain blue, it's normally a sign that there's not a real kit. Let's check Campile United. I'm pretty sure Campile have a real kit and that this is actually their kit. But plain blue and plain white generally are the automatics. Let's add a white kit. Funnily enough, ironically, if you will. This is a nice little trick I have. You click on the blue that is on one, say yes to it, and then it'll show up here when you need it later. And we'll make number color the same, and we'll change the kit, Make it this nice jazzy little lined number. Okay, so back to where was it? Wexford. So Moynes away is white. Euros Town look legit. Campile legit. Everything looks good. While I'm here, actually, I won't do this while I'm here. Go back to database. Now, I'm going to click on all of the league games. This is a junior division. Now, you can do this on bulk, I believe. This is something I've not tried doing before, but it should work. Click all four divisions that you want, or however many divisions you want to deal with. Go to contract types. It's blank there. Now, I believe as the teams get promoted, they go into, let's call this non-contract for first team. Amateur. My inclination is to make all these teams that are in the lower divisions amateur. I always leave the managers part-time. And so that requires that any team that's playing at this level is an amateur team. The other way you could do it in theory is going to clubs. Let's call it. I think either should work, but just to be sure. Oops, cancel. I got the wrong one because I forgot Mexico's in this. This is Wexico. And that should give us, 41. So if again you look at this, they're all amateur listed there. Let's try Wicklow. All amateur there. Let's try Leinster. Now that shouldn't be all amateur. It should be some amateur, some semi-pro. I'd like to have the top division of Leinster Senior League, or the senior leagues, to be semi-professional. And honestly, the only way you can guarantee that is make that requirement that these are semi-professional teams coming in. So it's all nice and well and good having these 24 teams. There's one that's always amateur. I'm okay with that. But if you click on the league, again, go down to contracts, wherever the contract types are, and put part-time, part-time, part-time. That should basically force all the clubs to go semi-pro when they get there. An always amateur team, I don't know what's going to happen to that. Either way, my thinking is Premier Division, all top division. Oh, cancel. Oh, that's a terrible idea. So many Premier Divisions. And that's not even the club. Let's go competition. I could just go Irish. If I could spell. Yeah, there we go. So we got Irish First, Irish Premier, and Second Division North and South. Edit. Actually, let me go back. I'll take out North and South from that. Edit. And what we want to do is make the contracts full-time, 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 full-time. You have to be a full-time. Oh, look at that. That's pleasing. You need to be full-time to be in the top two divisions. That's the way it should be. Anything else I was going to talk about before I show you the last kind of thing? Shirts, semi-pro and pro. Yeah, I need to show you how to verify. That would be a very useful skill. And I just have about enough time to do that. So let's say I'm happy with all this. I'm on 1.35. This is the first save of it. First thing you need to do, database changes. Actually, you don't need to do database changes, what I'm talking about. You need to test competitions, create a new test. If there's a problem, it will show up. It will ping you and let you know here in the middle of the screen. There we go. The Taoiseach's Cup has been used twice in these settings. Interesting stuff. So you'll have to go through it again and it'll come out. It's interesting because I thought I'd fixed that problem. Nation rules. The easy way with something like that. Each different problem has its own thing, and there's a different way to stop it, fix it each time. Arc. Cups. So we got one there. Boys and girls, help me see if you can see where I have gone wrong. There's the other one. That is where the other one is. So there's two of them. I'm going to keep the top one because I thought I had to fix this problem already. We'll remove. We'll do a quick little savey save. It'll take far longer than you think it needs. Oh no, it doesn't. Test competitions, create test. Any other little problems? Do. Takes forever. Especially at this level. Like I said, there's 600 and however many teams. Oh, another thing, I should have said this before. I tend to put in reserve leagues and so forth. Down here under reserves and youths, at the very bottom, you get this opportunity. If you do not save these, the saving test goes much quicker, and it normally sorts this problem out a lot faster than you need. It is so easy to set up these leagues. Just click on however many you want, fill in the details. You can see it's very easy. Anyway, we've tested our competitions. We want to go to rules, test the rules. You can watch this not verified sign up here. Watch this sign. Still going to be there. Watch what happens when I click OK. Verified. Now, finally, export it all out. Save as 1.35. Do eventually get rid of all these extra ones, by the way. I have a terrible habit of not doing that. Save. And then when you go into the game itself, you'll find it under advanced settings. Under version 19.3.0 when you're looking to select leagues. If you've got more than one of these saves, or more than one of these, let's say, test things saved, you'll need to unclick the one you don't want to test, and then you should be okay. Anyway, that's just over 22 minutes on some of the tedious stuff. I am so close. I have one more to show you, which is going to be me doing, putting in some of the award stuff for the players and such and so forth. Some of the fun stuff, which I think you might enjoy. And finally rounding off by looking at testing. And theoretically after that, and I've got a bit of work to do to get to that point, theoretically after that, I can start playing the bloody thing. And I'm going to make a series of that. If you like it, or if you don't, I'm still going to make a series of it. You can't stop me at this stage. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you watching this. These things take time to put together, not just the actual database, but the actual videos, because, you know, I'd probably have gotten this done a lot quicker if I hadn't been videoing it and editing it. But you know what? When I started out doing this, I was looking desperately for anyone who's talking about how to do this, so I'm presuming you out there will appreciate this. My experience and expectation is that this will also work for 2020 and 2021, because it's basically the same as it was for 2012. Basically, there's new things added and so forth. But anyway, next time round, episode 10, we'll do some fun stuff, and then hopefully can look at the game in action after that. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.